Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Dear students, I am Ahmed Mumtaz Mustahsan, your teacher for CSC 141 Introduction to Computer Programming. Students, we are studying strings, and just a reminder that I have taken these slides from the website. I have taken some material from this particular website, and I'm also thankful to this Principles of Programming NT 2005 book, from where I have picked up some material, reference material, that I have used it for this particular lecture. Okay, a quick revision. Strings, no explicit type. Instead, strings are maintained as array of characters. Okay, so as I have explained already, that there is no exclusive data type of string in C language. Rather, we use array of characters as a string. So these array of characters that are stored in the memory of the computer consecutively, just like array, all the elements are stored consecutively into the memory of the computer, and the last character is basically a delimiter or a terminator or a null character. Basically, the absolute zero is assigned a role of a null character, and that is the most important character, because that is the character that helps us in picking up the string, in manipulating the string. अगर हम कोई terminator define ना करते, delimiter define ना करते, then it would have been really very difficult for us to manipulate these strings. We would not have been able to manipulate the string without having a special marker. तो आप ये समझिए कि this delimiter, this terminator, which is an absolute zero, is a very important part of the string that facilitates us in manipulating the strings. चाहे वो string compare हो, चाहे string concatenation हो, चाहे string copy हो, or whatever processing we are doing. And then remember, we said that the strings, basically when we define the string, we use these double quotes. Okay, we use these double quotes, and we can define the string within double quotes. Or if we are defining the string as a array of characters, then instead of using double quote, we use a single quote, and this is the representation of the string. Okay, थोड़ा सा और concept further, whatever we have learned. Now I introduce another term which is called a string literal. The sequence of characters between the quotes that we define, we call it as a string literals. Ye terminology I am using it first time. String literals. So whatever you define in double quotes is, whether it's, even if it is an empty string, this is called a string literal. So empty string is also a string literal, or whatever string you define, it is called a string literal. Then there is a difference now. When you defined a string in double quote, then even if you are defining a one single character, even if you define this A as one single character, but you are using this double quote, then this particular A is not a character, it becomes a string that contains one character. But here, if we use it as a single quote, then you know that in C language, it facilitates us in manipulating the characters also. Character की अपनी अहमियत मौजूद है. Character by itself is available in a C language, although we have used the array of character to introduce another data type which is string. So you need to remember that whenever we use a double quote, then automatically whatever we placed, even if ये A ही क्यों ना हो, एक single character ही क्यों ना हो, it automatically converts to a string. कैसे होता है? कि obviously understood है कि a string is terminated by the null character. सो जब हम ये डिक्लेयर करते हैं a which is a single character, it is terminated by \0 means के ये 2 बाइट्स के ऊपर 2 कैरेक्टर्स पर मुहित हो जाता है, 2 कैरेक्टर्स पर कंप्राइज करता है. It comprises the 2 character which is basically a string. So a is a single character value stored in 1 byte as an ASCII value, जो मैंने आपको बताया last lecture के अंदर भी, but when we use it as a double byte it becomes a string. I hope that you have understood now. Then how can you refer these string literals? We can refer the string literal is an array, and we can refer it as the array of characters. अब 2 options हैं कि we can use the name of the array which is a character constant, उससे भी use कर सकते हैं, or we may use it as a string. But if you want to refer to a single character from a literal, can we do that? आपने एक पास एक string है and that particular string जो है contains set of characters or a sequence of characters. Can we refer any particular character? The answer is yes, we can do that. Just try array. Look at this particular example. Printf %c hello. देखिए हमने hello को use किया as a string, and now intelligently we are using square bracket of 1. So what should it give? H? No. It will represent E, the second character. Why? Yes, you are right. The H is stored at 0 location. If we say hello of 0, it should be H. But since we say hello of 1, it should represent E. So yes, we can say that we can refer to any single character from literals of characters by intelligently manipulating the string. So during the compilation, C creates a space for each string of literal. अब जो बात मैं आपको समझाने जा रहा हूँ, this is most important. Please be attentive. That at the time of the compilation, C language creates a space for each string literal. It could be digits, it could be a character. जो भी आपका string है, उसके लिए it creates a space. It allocates a space. अब उस space को आप refer करते हैं by allocating its name. अब अगर it is an array, तो name of the array is the address of the array that represents total array. So that is also a space that is allocated to that particular array. अब ये भी understand करें please कि the characters जो हैं, the array of characters is representing a string. So space is required. Just write the array. Our space is allocated. So at the time of compilation, C creates a space for each literal. Okay, referring to the literals refers to that particular location. जैसे किसी array को refer करते हैं तो उस location को आपको refer करना होता है. अब इस string के literal को जब आपने refer करना है, अब यही आप समझ में कि आप array को literal कह रहे हैं. जिस तरह array set of consecutive memory locations हैं, similarly the literals are set of consecutive memory locations which are allocated to that particular literal. क्या आपको ये बात समझ में आ गई? आगे चलते. Duplicate string of literals. Now, suppose we defined a string, we defined a literal. So each string literal in C program is stored in different location, even if they are same, but they are not considered as equal. कैसे? In this particular example में देखते, this string 1 is hello, string 2 is also hello. Are they equal? They are same, but they may not be equal. क्यों? Because they are stored in different memory locations. तो equal उस sense में नहीं कह सकते हम कि both are equal. Yes, they are same. अब equal or same, I am using two terminologies just to give you the explanation that since they are stored in two different memory locations, they are not equal. What does it mean? If you changed one, the other one will not automatically be changed. That's why I cannot say that they are equal or they are not equal. Okay, so string 1 may similar to string 2, same भी कह सकते हैं, similar भी कह सकते हैं, but we technically we say that since they are stored on two different memory locations, therefore in terms of memory location they are not equal. Okay, इसका मतलब है, थोड़ा सा और explanation मैं भी आपको next slide में देता हूँ. Just continue with that. Allocation of an array of a size should be large enough to hold a string plus one delimiter character. ये just a repetition that I already said that. Let us concentrate on the initialization of an array. We have defined one as an array that comprises a string hello. Then we defined another string which is also hello. We defined a third string str3. This is not an array. Difference क्या है? Here we have defined the size. Here the system has computed the size itself, and here we have defined a pointer to a string. String 3 is a pointer to a string, and string 4, once again it is hello. And now we have defined 4 strings: string 1, string 2, string 3 and string 4. Although they all contain the similar data, each variable is considered a constant in terms of its size, क्योंकि सबका size जो है वो 5 alphabets या 5 characters and 1 terminating character. Now can we do that? Can we say string 1 is equal to string 2? अब ये जो इक्वल वाला जो कॉन्सेप्ट है ना, हम इक्वल टू स्पिरिट में बात कर रहा हूँ, इक्वल साइन वाले में. कैन वी से दैट स्ट्रिंग 1 इज इक्वल टू स्ट्रिंग 2? नो, बिकॉज दे आर नॉट द ऑर्डिनरी डेटा टाइप. दे आर अ पॉइंटर, दे आर द नेम that representing the set of memory locations. So you cannot say that string 1 is equal to string 2, because string 2 is a character constant. String 1 is also a character constant. Okay, string 2, name of the array, is an address of the array, is a character, is a pointer, or it is a pointer constant. अब string 1 भी name of the array है, string 2 भी name of the array है, both are the name of the array and both are character constants. तो अगर आप string 1 को string 2 के साथ assign कर देंगे तो it is not allowed because they are constants. They cannot pick up the data. Whereas string 3 is a pointer. Yes, this pointer can receive any value. So let us see. If we say string 1 is equal to hello, string 2 is equal to goodbye, string 1 should remain unchanged because it corresponding to a space that has been allocated. This is very important. Can we change the string variables? We cannot change space string variables connected to particular space. जिस तरीके से array का जो नाम है that is considered as a pointer constant. अब यहाँ पर हमने string 1 और string 2 जो है they are associated with certain memory space. अगर आप इसके अंदर कोई और डेटा वैल्यू लोड कर देंगे तो ये जो memory space has been allocated, it will be lost. This is the most logical explanation. क्योंकि since these pointers which are pointing to a string corresponding to a memory allocation, memory space that has been allocated, और उसका जो नाम आपने कोई वेरिएबल नेम नहीं रखा, उसका नाम आपने रखा है pointer, और that is a pointer string 1, that is a pointer string 2. तो ये जो मेमोरी की जो ये दोनों लोकेशंस हैं इनके आपने नेम रखे हैं string 1 and string 2. So you cannot override that. अगर आप इसको ओवरराइड करेंगे, आप कहेंगे कि string 1 is equal to string 3, तो it's mean कि this you will never ever come back to this memory space. Yeah, you will lose it forever. Just like array का नाम That's why it is called the name of the array is an address of the array is a pointer constant. Similarly, these two are the pointer constant. Where character static string 3 not tied up with any space, इसके साथ कोई space allocate नहीं हुई, तो this particular pointer you can use it as a pointer variable, where these two are not the pointer variable, they are the pointer constant. समझ में आया difference? This is very important difference that I have explained it to you. So if this is a pointer variable, yes, I no harm in copying string 3 is equal to string 1. हम string 1 is equal to string 3 नहीं कर सकते. Obvious reason मैंने भी आपको explain की logic. But string 3 is equal to string 1 कर सकते. क्यों? क्योंकि string 3 do not tied up with any space. Similarly, string 3 could be equal to string 2. But string 2 cannot be equal to string 3. Hope you have understood this very, very important concept. Okay, changing string variables. The same logic. अब हम string को assign तो कर नहीं सकते, but we can change the space के अंदर data. जिस तरह हम array का नाम नहीं change कर सकते, but we can change the contents. Content तो change कर सकते हैं ना? Name of the array, address of the array, which is pointer constant. लेकिन इसका मतलब ये नहीं है कि जो array के contents हैं वो आप नहीं change कर सकते. Now same logic is here. You cannot change. आप इसको string 1 को आप कोई नया address assign नहीं कर सकते, but जो इसके contents हैं इसके यहाँ पर, yes you can change that. कैसे? String 1 of 0 is equal to y. String 1 तो should remain the same. इसका जो एड्रेस है वो पहले कैरेक्टर को है, स्ट्रिंग 0 शुड बी पॉइंटिंग आउट टू दिस स्पेस. अब स्पेस की जो भी कोई एब्सोल्यूट वैल्यू होगी, इट मस्ट बी रिप्रेजेंटिंग टू दैट. बट इसको आप चेंज कर सकते हैं. दिस एच क्या है? डेटा है, डेटा वेरिएबल है. ओके, आप इसको चेंज कर सकते हैं y से. स्ट्रिंग 1 ऑफ 0 इज इक्वल टू y. नाउ स्ट्रिंग 1 शुड शो इंस्टेड ऑफ हेलो इट कैन शो येलो. ओके, Similarly, string 1 of 4 is equal to \0. आप ये भी कर सकते हैं 0 1 2 3 4. इस 0 की जगह पर O की जगह पर आप यहाँ पर \0 कॉपी कर दें with the help of this statement. What will happen? It will terminate here. If it terminates here, then this yellow becomes yellow. Okay, so yes. टर्मिनेटर को यू कैन मूव इट विद इन द स्ट्रिंग. आप समझ में आया कि कांस्टेंट किस टर्म्स में हम बात कर रहे हैं? कांस्टेंट हम बात कर रहे हैं विद रेफरेंस टू द मेमोरी लोकेशन थ्रू विच दे आर एसोसिएटेड विद. जो उसके साथ मेमोरी एलोकेट की गई है उस रेफरेंस से हम इसको कांस्टेंट कह रहे हैं. लेकिन इसका मतलब वो नहीं है जो मैंने आपको कहा था कि int x. अब उस x की वैल्यू आप चेंज नहीं कर सकते क्योंकि that is an integer constant. लेकिन ये वो constant नहीं है. That I am trying to explain it to you and I hope कि अब आपको ये बात समझ में आ जाएगी कि उसका जो मेमोरी का जो एड्रेस है that is constant, क्योंकि वो मेमोरी लोकेशन है, वो स्पेस है जिसका आपने नाम रखा हुआ है, तो उस रेफरेंस से वो स्ट्रिंग नेम कांस्टेंट है. आप किसी और लोकेशन का एड्रेस उस एड्रेस में नहीं डाल सकते. हाँ, उसके कंटेंट आप चेंज कर सकते हैं. That is the explanation that I have given it here. So replacing string 1 of 5 in the original string with something other than \0. हाँ, this is another explanation. जिस तरह मैंने यहाँ पर 0 कॉपी किया था at 4th पोजीशन, अगर मैं इसकी जगह पर या 5th पोजीशन की जगह पर अगर मैं 0 की जगह पे a राइट कर देता हूँ या कोई और कैरेक्टर राइट कर देता हूँ, व्हाट डज इट मीन? कि देयर विल बी नो \0. तो इसका मतलब ये हुआ कि ये स्ट्रिंग स्टार्ट तो यहाँ से हो जाएगा, इट विल नॉट टर्मिनेट एंड इट विल कॉज अ प्रॉब्लम. इट विल कॉज अ प्रॉब्लम बिकॉज इट विल ट्राई टू एक्सेस. उस वक्त तक ये डेटा को एक्सेस करता रहेगा, पिक करता रहेगा जब तक इसे को 0 नहीं मिलेगा. लॉजिकल 0 to terminate that. So it is very important that \0 should be there within the string to terminate the string. String input. मैंने आपसे प्रॉमिस किया था I will come back to this topic in the next lecture. So we can use %s field specification scanf function to read a string without space. Okay, space is a white space which terminates the input. Okay, so if you want to read a string that contains \0, then what can we do? I'll explain it to you, but just to quick reminder, character name 11, this is the size of the array that I've used, and scanf name. So we can pass on the name of the array, basically is the address of the array, scanf को हम address pass on करते हैं. So with this particular function we can keep on reading the input. There is no limit or number of characters that are supposed to read. Terminate कब होगा? When you press a white space, or when you press, जब आप white space press करेंगे तो automatically क्या return line feed आ जाएगा या tab आ जाएगा that will contain spaces, so that will terminate the input. So in order to provide a delimiter during the read, and if too many characters for the array, obviously there is a limit. जो आपने buffer size define किया, suppose in this example we have defined an 11, and if you don't provide the space, then it will try to read too much data, more than 11 character, with the help of this function. So you have to be careful according to the buffer size or the size of the space that you have provided to read the data. So अब एक और तरीका भी है. What is that? कि we can use the specification field specifier. वो width specifier याद है? First initial 2 or 3 lectures के अंदर मैंने आपको scanf का format specifier और width specifier बताया था. Here you can use this width specifier %10s. ठीक है, % और s के दरमियान आप अगर ये 10 डाल देंगे तो इसका मतलब ये हुआ कि you now are telling the system that you should read the name not more than 10 characters. अब उसको space में ना मिले, it is just going to read only 10 characters. That is another way of controlling your input while you are reading it with the help of scanf function. So that is a very useful facility that is available, and with the help of this facility you can control your output. Okay. String input. Do we have only this facility? No. We have got some more interesting facilities that we can discuss right now. List of characters specifies set of characters. When we can provide this format specifier, %s is a format specifier, we can also provide the list of valid character enclosed in these angle brackets. Here we can provide a list of characters. अब आप characters को भी control कर सकते हैं. अब आप control कर सकते हैं digits only enter की जाए, lower case characters only enter किए जाए, upper case characters only enter किए जाए. So the characters read are as long as these characters fall within the scan set. इसको हम scan set कहते हैं. Whatever you provide is a scan set. Whatever is listed here is the valid set, which is called a scan set. So it stops when first non-scan set character is encountered. अब आपको white space पे terminate नहीं करेगा, बल्कि जो first non-scan set character will encounter, at that stage it will stop automatically. Okay, so note, does not ignore reading white spaces. अब ये white spaces जो है उसको भी ये रीड कर सकेगा unless until आप उसको negate कराएंगे. और negate करने के लिए you can put this character, this cap, putting this character at the start of the negate the set means कि किसी set को negate कैसे करना है. I'll show you an example here. पहले हम करते हैं scan set. Suppose I want to read a number, and I have defined a number here, and that number I would like to read it. So I say that we should not enter anything other than the scan set. Means आपको कोई भी alphabet कोई भी स्पेशल करेक्टर, कोई भी स्पेस जो है वो इज नॉट अलाउड. यू कैन टाइप इन द डेटा सेट एंड दैट डेटा सेट शुड कंप्राइज ओनली द नंबर. हाँ, you may use minus or you may use plus as a reading negative or positive data, and then you can use only the valid data. As long as you are not entering anything else, suppose if you want to terminate it, you can use space, you can use carry return, you can use line feed, or you can use any other character. That will automatically terminate the digits, the input, and because our valid scan set is here. In the next example, instead of writing the whole keyboard data set, what we have said that everything in the string is valid except negate, except new line. इसका मतलब है it will keep on reading the input until new line. New line कब आता है? जब आप enter press करते हैं, because मैंने आपको बताया था enter comprises carry return and line feed. That is called the new line. Because the new line contains the carry return and line feed. Normally line feed is also called a new line. Basically carry return is a combination of line feed जिसका कोड होता है 10 और carry return का कोड होता है 13 डेसिमल में, 0D हेक्साडेसिमल में और 13 इज डेसिमल. इसी तरह लाइन फीड का कोड होता है 0A मीन्स हेक्साडेसिमल और 10 decimal के अंदर. So basically when you press and enter, two characters are displayed. One is a carry return that takes the control from that particular point to the start of the line, और next line feed takes the control to the start of the next line. ये किसी भी ऑर्डर में हो सकता है, पहले नेक्स्ट लाइन पे चले जाएं, फिर स्टार्ट में चले जाएं, या पहले स्टार्ट में चले जाएं फिर नेक्स्ट लाइन में चले जाएं. बेसिकली एंटर जो आपका कैरेक्टर है ये आपको नेक्स्ट लाइन के बिगिनिंग के ऊपर ले जाता है. ओके और जब हम बैक स्लैश एन यूज करते हैं तो बेसिकली ये हमें वही कैरी रिटर्न वाला दोनों कोड जो है ना ये हमें प्रोवाइड करता है. ओके, some more interesting examples, and here you see that percentage field specifier in the printf, and you can say the character in the string printed is in this particular example we can say that until it is null is encountered. So we have initialized name is this one. Then printf percentage name, we are reading it from here and it will output in दोनों के बीच में it will place this percentage, so it will output this range. Okay, then we can also control the field width. इसको हम scanf के साथ use कर सकते हैं, तो we can also use it with the printf also. If we want to use a printf also, then this bar will be printed here, then this name, and suppose the name is rich, so it will be printed from this point to this point in the 10 spaces. So all the reading will be the spaces because you have specified the field width specifier here. Then you can justify it by using this negative sign. If you justified the negative sign, yet it is still 10 characters, but you minus mean to justify from the left, or otherwise by default it is justified from the right side. Since you have used here minus, so it means that this rich will be printed on the left side, and this is the field width specifier. You can use 10, 15, 20, whatever number of characters field width specified. Not necessary कि आपने यहाँ पे क्योंकि size आपने 10 use किया तो you can use 10 here. You can provide any number of size in order to align your data under a table. अगर आप table print कर रहे हैं तो this is another way. जैसा कि मैंने आपको बताया था C out के अंदर set W, okay, that is the width set जो मैंने अभी आपसे प्रॉमिस किया है कि I will be teaching you when I will teach you stream.io. Similarly printf के साथ भी you can do that. Okay, let us see the input output examples. Okay, once again I will use here all the characters here. I say that last name a variable defined किया and we have defined the first name. Enter your name, last comma first. This is a string. ये last जो है ना ये वाला last नहीं है. This is a string. Last comma first means you are displaying a message कि enter your name, पहले last, then comma, and then first. Okay, and then we have said that it should be this one, and this format specifier means steric means you are allowed to use any characters, negate means comma, except comma you are allowed to enter anything you like. And then the first one, the last name के अंदर you can use everything, and for that purpose you have defined whatever you want. Means कि अगर आप कह सकते हैं m dot, so it will also read full stop or dot as an input, but it will not read comma. इसका मतलब है कि इसको आप terminate करेंगे comma से. So you enter your name, comma. As soon as you enter comma, so since you have negated here comma, therefore this comma will be used as a terminator. White space की बजाय अब से इससे terminate करेगा. Okay, then %s you will use it to read the first name, क्योंकि you are using 2 format specifier and you are limiting it to the 10 character size each. Nice to meet you. %s \n, first name comma last name. This is the output of this. Read whatever you will read. Try and see what output you will get. I promised in the last lecture that I will come back again with the getS function. Okay, this time we will be using it as a getS function, returning a pointer to a character. So it reads the next line up to the next line, means कि जब तक आप keyboard से keep on entering until you press and enter, it reads all the data from the keyboard and store it into the array of character pointed to by a star. अब आपने इसको pass on करना है a character pointer. A character pointer आपने इसको pass on करना है to read the data. Whatever it could be a character constant or it could be a character pointer. You may pass it on the name of the array also. If you pass it on the name of the array, then it should read the data into the array, whatever the name you will use it. So return string if string reads, or null if a problem, or end of the file. So it returns the string. After reading it, it returns a string that contains the address of that particular data that you have, or a string data that you enter with the help of keyboard. No limit in how many characters you want to read. If you can just type in the, keep on entering the characters, then until you press the enter key, it just keep on reading the data. Or it may read, if the size of this this particular pointer is, for example, is an array and it has a size, specified size, then yet it may read more data, and that may create a problem for you. New line included in the string read because it allows you to use the space and this one unless until you just press the enter key, unless until you press the enter key. So whatever your data you print enter that with the help of keyboard, it reads the data. Opposite to this getS, you have got putS function also. This prints the string pointed to by the string, जो आप इसको input के तौर पर pass on कर रहे हैं. Whatever it will pointing it out, it will print the data. Or thus the string must terminate with the \0 terminator or delimiter. ठीक है? It is successful. On success, it returns a non-negative value, means it returns a 0. It's a non-negative value is returned, or in case of error, it returns end of file, which is equal to -1. So let us see a very good example. I have it here for you, that in this example we use an array month, and suppose we have defined this array month of 13 characters here. Then we can initialize it. Okay, we could use, I have defined here array of 13 just because we don't want to use array of 0, because 0 is no month. So we can say if I is equal to 1 means month is equal to 1, I is equal to 2 month is equal to 2, and I is equal to 12 means the month is equal to 12, and this subscript ranges from 0 to 12 here. So इसलिए आप परेशान ना हो कि ये हम 13 क्यों यूज कर रहे हैं. Then we can initialize it January and it comprises 7 characters, but since it contains a null also, that's why it says 8, one more than the size, and that indicates that this is the string. And you can initialize the names of the array or whatever the month name, you can put it into the string here. So we can then use it with the string, and now we can also define day. This is a pointer, and this is a very interesting data type. This is array of pointer. This is array of pointer. Day static day of 7 is the array of pointer. Okay, and then here I have defined, this is a character array. It is simply a one-dimensional array that contains 10 characters, but this is a very special array that contains not 7 characters, but it contains 7 pointers. So I can use day of 0, Sunday. अगर ये वन डायमेंशन अरे होता तो ये सेकंड डायमेंशन इधर नहीं आ सकती थी, बट सिंस इज अ पॉइंटर, सो आई कैन से डे ऑफ 0 इज इक्वल टू संडे, डे ऑफ 1 इज इक्वल टू मंडे, डे ऑफ 2 ट्यूसडे, 3 वेंसडे, सो ऑन. So basically since it is an array of pointers, हमने pointer पढ़ा है, हमने string पढ़ा है, string as a character पढ़ा है, array of character as a string पढ़ा है. So we are now using it array of pointers. Okay, अगर आप किसी भी डेटा टाइप को यूज कर सकते हैं एज एन अरे, तो व्हाई नॉट हम पॉइंटर्स की भी एक अरे बना सकते हैं, एंड दैट इज द एग्जांपल आई एम यूजिंग इट हियर. सो इन दिस एग्जांपल वी कैन से दैट प्लीज एंटर अ डे, and I can restrict the size so that not more than 9 character should be typed the day, and then while day is less than 7, now we are going to compare it, and not same string, the day comma day. This is very interesting. हम compare कर रहे हैं two strings को, but we are not using string comparison. Rather we are using a function that we will define by ourselves. This particular function के अंदर हम दो string के comparison जो है we will be doing it by ourselves. हम request नहीं कर रहे हैं सिस्टम से, सिस्टम का built-in function use नहीं कर रहे. Just to show you it's not difficult, you can define this function by yourself. So just keep on comparing so that you can tell which day you it's corresponding to. If day is less than 7, it means you have found it, and if you have found it, then you can say that this is day, and this is basically that particular day that you have compared that particular day. Else you can say that it is not there, because if it comes out, if it's not less than 7, it's mean that whatever you have typed that does not match. So let us concentrate on this same string function, what we have done in this same string function. This is the definition, not the prototype, but rather this is the definition of the function. And here we say int I, string length I is not equal to string length 2. So हम built-in function use भी कर रहे हैं, but still we are writing our program by ourselves. So what function we have used? String length function s1. अगर दो string same हैं तो सबसे पहले उसकी length same होनी चाहिए, isn't it? First of all we compare the length. If the length is same, तब we can move forward. और अगर यहाँ पर ही length same नहीं होती, we can return 0. Return 0 का मतलब है कि false means कि उसको कंपेयर करने की जरूरत ही नहीं है. अगर उसकी लेंथ सेम नहीं है तो स्ट्रिंग सेम नहीं है, और अगर लेंथ सेम है it will not return from here, rather it will look. Now you are supposed to compare each and every element here. उसके लिए हम क्या कर सकते हैं? We can use a for loop here. These are some special characters, you please ignore that. This is while typing the slide, it should not be there because I'm using it as a sample program. Okay, so this minus sign should not be there. For I is equal to 0, I less than string length 1. अब 2 क्यों नहीं है? Because they are same. So हम इसकी जगह 1 भी use कर सकते हैं, 2 भी use कर सकते हैं. And then we check if string of I is not string 1 of I is not equal to string 2 of I. अब आप एपल टू एपल, करेक्टर बाय करेक्टर आप दोनों को कंपेयर कर रहे हैं। किसी भी स्टेज पे इफ दे आर नॉट इक्वल, किसी भी स्टेज पे इफ दे आर नॉट इक्वल इट रिटर्न्स, you go out of this function with 0 value, means it is false, they are not equal. Otherwise if it stays there then you can return with 1. So वो जो string comparison का function था उससे मिलता जुलता function we have defined it by ourselves and we have defined it and we have used it. So in the last lecture we have discussed some functions, string length, string copy, string compare, and I have given you some examples for that. Now I would like to discuss few more functions जिसकी examples हम last time discuss नहीं कर सके थे. String case compare, what it does, it's similar to the string comparison, but this time it accepts that upper and lower case characters. For example, in this particular string compare Strcmp, string case compare basically gives you the equal result if you use uppercase or lowercase characters. लास्ट टाइम मैंने आपसे कहा था कि अगर आप अपर केस में मुमताज़ लिखेंगे और लोअर केस के साथ उसको कंपेयर करेंगे मुमताज़ के साथ तो इट विल से दैट बोथ नेम्स आर डिफरेंट. याद है? सिमिलरली हेयर अगर उसकी बजाय आप स्ट्रिंग केस कंपेयर यूज करेंगे, ऐसी सूरत में अगर आपने MUMTAZ अपर केस में लिखा है या MUMTAZ लोअर केस में लिखा है, whatever you have done, it will be case insensitive. So it will compare the two string irrespective of their cases. But this is a good exercise. I may ask you to write the equivalent of this function. ये जो function काम करता है ये वाला काम आप खुद से करें और try to write down this particular function by yourself. So this version ignores comparison. N is the maximum number of characters to compare. अगर इसके साथ आप यहाँ पर string n compare करेंगे, I think I'll skip that, शायद string char नहीं, तो ये this is the difference. String n case comparison, हाँ this is the difference. यहाँ पे देखें string case comparison, string n case comparison, तो इसमें this is the difference. यहाँ पे n नहीं है, यहाँ पे we are using n, और another difference is कि यहाँ पे हमने argument के तौर पे int n pass नहीं किया. So you can restrict the system to compare only n number of elements while comparing, making a comparison between the two functions. सर्चिंग फॉर अ कैरेक्टर स्ट्रिंग, मैंने आपसे लास्ट टाइम कहा था इट्स वेरी इंटरेस्टिंग और मैंने क्विकली इसको पास ऑन किया था, बट आई टुडे आई कैन जस्ट गिव यू सम मोर एक्सप्लेनेशन कि यू कैन प्रोवाइड अ स्ट्रिंग, आउटपुट स्ट्रिंग, sorry, the input string, and then you can put in the character that you are going to search into that particular string, from that string. So it returns a pointer to a character to the first occurrence of the character str, जहाँ पे उसकी first occurrence match करेगी, that it will return, okay, the pointer. Returns null, obviously, if you don't find it, then it will return null. Can subtract original pointer from the result pointer to determine which character of the array it is. क्या कहना चाह रहे हैं? बड़ी आसान सी बात कि it gives you, it contains the starting address of the string. It returns the first matching of the string. जब आप इससे और इसको सब्ट्रैक्ट कर देंगे तो आपको प्रिसाइजली वो पोजीशन पता चल जाएगी कि विच पोजीशन पे जाकर यू हैव फाउंड द फर्स्ट कैरेक्टर, वेदर यू हैव फाउंड द फर्स्ट कैरेक्टर ऑन 7th पोजीशन और 10th पोजीशन, ऑन द फर्स्ट पोजीशन अगर 0 है तो यू हैव फाउंड इट ऑन द फर्स्ट पोजीशन. सो ये बताना चाह रहे हैं यहाँ पर कि अगर आप दोनों पॉइंटर को सब्ट्रैक्ट करेंगे, बिकॉज बोथ द पॉइंटर्स आर पॉइंटिंग टू द कंसेक्टिव मेमोरी लोकेशंस, इनको आप पॉइंटर को आपस में सब्ट्रैक्ट कर सकते हैं. in order to find out the difference will be the offset. Okay, that is the explanation here. Next character here, str. This is similar to the string char, but it looks for the first occurrence of the string. Search str in str. Okay, this find out the first occurrence and this find out the last occurrence. strchr in the reverse. Okay, so this is the difference between the two. This search is similar to this one, but it looks for the first occurrence of the string, and if you want are sensitive to find out the first occurrence or the last occurrence, ये reverse side से सर्च करना शुरू करेगा और ये दूसरी साइड से सर्च करना शुरू करेगा. Okay, so you can search it either starting from the left or you can search starting from the right. That you can do that. Okay, printing to a string, something very interesting. ये मैंने लास्ट टाइम इसको टच किया था, मैंने आपसे कहा था आई विल एक्सप्लेन इट फर्दर इन द नेक्स्ट लेक्चर. द sprintf फंक्शन allow us to print to a string argument instead of writing or printing it into the onto the screen. You can print it into a string, यानी कि किसी string के अंदर आप राइटिंग कर सकते हैं, स्ट्रिंग को अपडेट कर सकते हैं. फर्स्ट आर्गुमेंट ऑफ sprintf is the string to print, or the remaining arguments are just like printf function. अब देखें, I just explain it to you. This is a buffer. बफर क्या है? assume करेंगे ये एक आपका एक string है, empty string है स्टार्ट में, क्योंकि हमने इसको initialize नहीं किया. %s last name comma first name. So what it will do? It will write down this instead of writing it. अगर इसकी जगह मैं printf कर देता, ये s को हटा देता, तो it will print on the screen last name and the first name. अब since I am writing it as printf, so what it does? It's writing this as a last name here and then writing the first name onto the string. And here we can say that if string length of buffer is greater than 15, तो आप ऐसी सूरत में भी printf long name %s%f \n, what you are doing, this is, it will write down onto the screen and this will write down onto the within the string. ये बफर के अंदर राइट डाउन कर रहा है, जबकि दिस वन इज राइटिंग इट ऑन टू द स्क्रीन. अब इसके कैरेक्टर्स क्या है? इसमें एक वन आर्गुमेंट इज मोर than this one, क्योंकि you are providing the string where you are going to write, then it contains the two arguments, just like within these two apostrophes, this argument is equal to this and this argument is equal to this, and within the two apostrophe, but it has got one more argument and then the two strings that you are going to write. Okay, so read from a string, writing into a string. आप अगर हमने किसी में स्ट्रिंग में राइट किया तो सिमिलरली वी कैन रीड इट फ्रॉम द स्ट्रिंग. उसके लिए हम scanf फंक्शन यूज करेंगे. scanf फंक्शन रीड्स फ्रॉम द कीबोर्ड एंड scanf फंक्शन अलाउ अस टू रीड फ्रॉम अ स्ट्रिंग आर्गुमेंट यूजिंग scanf रूल्स. रूल्स वही scanf वाले, बट वी आर रीडिंग इट. एक बड़ी पावरफुल फीचर है that has been provided to us कि किसी स्ट्रिंग के अंदर से आप डेटा रीड कर रहे हैं, अलग-अलग कर रहे हैं आप डेटा को. फॉर एग्जांपल यहाँ पे देखें, बफर है that contains A10 and 50.0. I want to read this as a character, that I can read it from here. This I want to read as an integer, that I can do it from here, and this I want to read as a floating point, that I can do it here. So within a given string we can read the data, and this data we can read it and place it from the already placed string. We can read it और हम इसको isolate करते हैं. खाली isolate नहीं हो जाएगा, but in future you can use ch, that will have a. You can use inum, that will have 10 as an integer, and fnum, that will contain a floating point number. So you can write down into a string, you can read from the string. So I hope I have given some good run to the topic of strings, and although I can spend some more time, but instead of now spending the time here in teaching you the details, I will be spending the some time hands-on, and during the demonstration session I will explain you further the manipulation of strings. अगर कोई एक आध चीज़ रह गई है तो that I will cover up in the demonstration session. Okay, still I have some time, so I've just got one more topic that I could not cover it in the previous lecture, although I have touched that. You might remember I have used the term parallel array. पहले मैं इसको एक्सप्लेन करता हूँ फर्स्ट, एंड देन आई विल रिमाइंड यू कि मैंने कहाँ पर इसको यूज़ किया था बिफोर. अ पैरेलल अरे इज अ स्ट्रक्चर फॉर रिप्रेजेंटिंग अरे ऑफ रिकॉर्ड्स. समझ में आया? नहीं आया? कोई बात नहीं. It keeps a separate homogeneous array for each field of the record, each having the same number of elements. Then objects located at the same index in each array are implicitly the field of that single record. Pointer from one object to another are replaced by the array indices. The contexts with the normal approach of string all fields of each records together in the memory. ये सारी definitions जो हैं that is representing parallel array. It's not difficult. These are just a concept. Let me explain. आम ज़बान में मैं आपको बताता हूँ. Simple ज़बान में. Array is a data structure. It's a homogeneous data elements like name. Name एक थोड़ा सा special हो जाता है because it is an each element is an array of string, लेकिन it's a homogeneous. Integer, each and every element is an integer. Float array, each and every element is a float of an array. Okay. Character, each and every element should be a character. ठीक? Now, suppose you contained a record. Record क्या होता है? Set of fields, where is one field is the name, second field is the telephone number, third field is the ID card number, fourth field is the salary, and fifth field is the gender, male or female. If you want to define an array that should contain all of these data elements such that each row of the array should represent one record, that is not possible, because you have some data which is character, some data which is numeric, some data which is decimal, some data which is a character. How can you handle that? उसके लिए we defined a separate array. We defined one array that contains the name. We defined a second array that contains long integer that may contain the ID card number. We defined the third array that has a characteristics of float or double that contains your salary. We defined one array that is a character array that contains a gender, whether male or female, F or M, or maybe the third gender also. Okay, so if we defined each and every field, one array for each field, then we have got these set of arrays that are representing different fields. Okay, अब हम एक rule लगाते हैं इसके अंदर. What is that? कि we will access the element of each and every array with the same index. वो तो हो सकता है ना. Suppose index 0, तो हम हर array का index 0 element उठाएंगे और उसको एक साथ प्रिंट करेंगे, एक साथ यूज करेंगे. That will constitute one record. Index 1 यूज करेंगे, that will constitute one record, record number 1. Index I is equal to 4 यूज करेंगे, that will constitute record number 4. I is equal to n यूज करेंगे, that will constitute record number n. तो अगर if we apply one single rule, and that rule says that whenever we will access the array, we will access each and every array simultaneously by restricting ourselves to the corresponding one single index. तो फिर इन सारी अरे को हम पैरेलल में यूज कर सकते हैं और इसको हम कहते हैं पैरेलल अरे। ओके, इससे पहले हमने कब यूज किया था, मैंने आपको कहा था टेबल यूज करते हैं हम एक। We use a table, and in this particular table, if we restrict ourselves to row, then it could be considered as a parallel array. Lekin that was just at that time a good example, not a good example in general terms, because the parallel array may you can have a non-homogeneous data. Non-homogeneous data के अंदर means के पहला character data जो है arrays is your string. Then you can combine integer, long integer. Then you can combine float or double, then you can combine character. So you are having array, one homogeneous array for one field, क्योंकि एक field में तो एक जैसा data होगा और अगली field में एक जैसा data होगा. So if a field contains integer, every element should be integer. If the field is float containing your salary, then every element should be containing the salary of that ith record or that ith person. So this is basically called the parallel array, and that is one of a very good use of the array जिसको कि आप use कर सकते हैं. और उसके भी I can just give you an example that you can declare an array of 100 names, each a string and 100 ages, each an integer associated with each name with the age that has the same index. Okay, so this is the example. A quick example that I can show it to you, that here I have defined the array of pointer, but this time I have initialized it. Ali, Hamad, Usman, Jawad, and their ages are 27, 30, 23 and 15. Okay, and their salary is 25,000, 30,000, 15,000 and maybe 5,000. It's not 15 years boy, maybe the pocket money. Okay, 100, 2700, 3000, 2300, 1500, maybe salary, whatever you want. And then we can use this array and we can just print out. This is the simplest example. This example should give you an output, and that output should contain the name Ali, age 27, salary 25, whatever unit you want. Here I've just used it as a unit, so it's just 25. And then this, in this way you can have. So we have learned to handle the records, and now we have got sufficient knowledge. Now we know how to handle strings, we know how to handle pointers, we know how to handle arrays, and we have learned a lot of good concepts, and now we are in a position to handle any project where we can have most of the concepts that we can utilize by having a very good project. So maybe in the next lecture, when I will be having some demonstration, I will try to come up with some very good example where I can just focus on different examples simultaneously. So with this, I think I have completed the topic of today. So dear students, in the last two lectures we have concentrated on arrays, but still I wish I could have spent some more time. But as I have promised that I'll be giving you some demonstration, hands-on demonstration, where I will be sitting in front of you and using the Visual C environment and writing the programs and demonstrating you different concepts and explaining you whatever I have taught works. I assure you, I promise you, it works. And if works, if you have a good understanding of the syntax, और उसके लिए मैंने बहुत ज़्यादा जोर नहीं दिया. I expect that when you will be spending quite a good time in the environment, you should be able to understand the syntax also. जितनी ज़्यादा मैंने आपसे कहा सॉल्व्ड एग्जाम्पल्स को आप ट्राई करें. आपने देखा कि लास्ट डेमो में हम कट एंड पेस्ट कर रहे थे, स्टिल वी वर फाइंडिंग लॉट ऑफ सिंटैक्स एरर्स. ठीक, हम उसको ठीक कर रहे थे. while correcting those errors, we learned a lot. We learned के what is the syntax of the C language. So my dear students, this is not a theoretical course just like the other courses where you can just learn the concept and answer my questions. अगर मैं आपको हैंड्स ऑन डेमोस्ट्रेशन में अगर आपको मैं प्रोग्रामिंग नहीं सिखा सका, then I will not consider myself successful in teaching the course. This is a practical course. The only difference is that I am sitting at a distance from you and trying to convince you to have hands-on exercises on your computer. Please do spend some time in the environment and try to use all the solved examples which are given in your textbook or which are given in the reference book. उसको टाइप करें, उसको कंपाइल करें, उसको बिल्ड करें, उसको रन करें और लर्न करें. जितनी उसमें एरर मैसेज आए, ट्राई टू डिकोड. इट्स अ वेरी मीनिंगफुल मैसेज दैट यू गेट इन द एनवायरनमेंट. उससे उसकी एग्जांपल्स को, एरर्स को फाइंड आउट करें, रेक्टिफाई करें, एंड यू विल हैव एक खुशी महसूस होगी आपको जब आप अपने प्रोग्राम को सक्सेसफुली रन करेंगे. सो विद दिस आप मेरे से प्रॉमिस करें कि यू विल स्पेंड सम गुड टाइम इन द विजुअल सी एनवायरनमेंट एंड हैव अ गुड प्रैक्टिस. इंशाल्लाह next time I'll come up with some demonstration and some new topic. Till then, Khuda Hafiz, Allah Nikeba.